Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Containeroz podcast. The podcast is sponsored by PortPro, the leading operating system for drayage carriers. Schedule a demo today at portpro.io. Episode 87. In the studio today, we have Gilbert Castro. You might recognize him from his YouTube channel, Trucking with G. Welcome.
Thank you, bro. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for the donuts.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So tell us a little more about you to get this going. What do you want to share?
Pretty much, I'm an owner operator. Got two trucks. I drive one. Got a driver in the other truck. And I guess just to start off, bought my first truck in August 2020, and it was just me, single owner operator. And then business is booming, and then finally, I felt like I was ready to buy another truck. So I want to say April 2022, got me a driver to drive my truck, and then that freed up time for me to go out and just start shopping for another truck for number two. And it took a long time, dude. Trucks were up. It was the top of the market, the worst time to buy a truck. But my mentality was like, it's all good. It's busy. It's not going to slow down. So I don't mind, paying the $100,000 or whatever. So yeah, I ended up finding a truck for $95,000, and it was cool. It was the newer body style Freightliner. My first truck was the 2016, the older body style. But anyways, the second truck, dude, after a month of buying it, I had a major breakdown. I only got the 30 days warranty that it came with, and the fuel pump went out. And that was 6 G's right there. Bam.
With the second truck?
For the second truck, dude. And the first truck, I never had problems, never had major problems, just normal stuff, wear and tear and radiator, the belts, the tensioner pulley. But yeah, I bought the second truck, and then that happened. And then a month later, September, then it's oh man, business just started tanking, bro. So it's I had already used most of my savings just to put down. I got a bank loan from U.S. Bank to buy that truck.
The second
truck.
Okay.
I bought it in July, and they only covered what they evaluated the truck at. The truck was sold for 95, and they only evaluated 92. So they gave me the loan for 92, which didn't cover the taxes and the registration, which was an additional 15,000 that I had to come up front. So that wiped out more than half of my savings, just not knowing business is gonna freaking tank.
Yeah.
It's gonna fall off a cliff.
Initially, when you came in, that was the whole reason you came in, because the way the market was. What inspired you to come in? Are you one of those that, unfortunately, a lot of guys talk shit, right? Oh, these guys just came in because they saw it was good, but they're not new to the cycles. I mean, they're new to the cycles. They think it's always gonna be like that. So, do you feel that had a lot of influence on you choosing to get in the game? Or if it wasn't for that, you weren't even interested?
I would say the biggest influence was my buddy back in the day when we were doing warehouse. He ended up getting fired for some crap, and then he went into trucking. But I stayed in the warehouse. We were just jumping from temp agency to temp agency until finally I landed a good job at Coca-Cola back in 2008. And ever since then, he always told me, get your Class A, get your Class A. I'm like, nah, I'm good. It's union over here at Coke. I got a good pension, retirement, all that stuff. And I was like, nah, I never pictured myself ever being a truck driver. And then 2016, I got hurt at Coke. I got hurt a gang of times at Coca-Cola in the warehouse, just order picker, pallet jack. I mean, there was times where I would get on a forklift, and that's actually where I learned how to back up trucks, was at the Coca-Cola warehouse, because we had to back up our own trucks and then load them and just get
Yard
them
goat?
ready.
The yard goat
Yeah.
style? Okay.
But we didn't have a yard go. It was just each trailer was connected to a truck.
Oh.
So we had to like back it and then hop out, go run to another truck, move it, back it to the dock, take a truck off the dock, go move it to its parking spot. And yeah, I learned that. It was like a year and a half of being at Coke, and then I had to learn how to do that.
Those trucks were like the trucks that the drivers use to go out and do the deliveries to like the 7-Elevens and shit.
Yeah,
Those little red trucks. The little,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
So,
And
okay.
but it was like back and forth, like between being on the forklift, like having enough seniority. I was always like borderline, like I didn't know if I was gonna be on a pallet jack one day or get on a forklift or go out in the yard and move trucks all night. But it got so bad, like I want to say 2015, 2016, it just business slowed down, and it made a bunch of guys that had seniority go down to being an order picker on a pallet jack.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that. And then, like, that was one of those guys that I just started to go from a forklift to now I got to freaking build every day. And I messed up my body, dude. I got hurt. And the time that I worked there for like 9 years. I probably got hurt like 10 times. Like my back a few times, and then like each wrist separate times, and then my knees. First it was my right knee. The MRI, they found that I had like multiple tears in my meniscus, and they suggested surgery, but I have family members that got that surgery just to get those pieces removed, and they regret it. They're like, don't do it. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, I wish I would have never did it. Like, it's worse than before the surgery.
Now they set themselves up for ongoing treatment.
Yeah. So I never got the surgery, but
How you doing now? Is it your clutch knee?
my right knee.
Oh, okay, you're not.
But I have an automatic. I'm not a real truck driver.
The times are changing, but
Yeah.
no comment.
They're getting phased out.
Yeah.
But anyways, I favored my right knee, so I was using my left knee more, and then I ended up hurting my left knee in 2016. I was picking up a case. My foot was like in between two pallets. I twisted, but I didn't pivot my foot,
Ooh.
and my knee just went.
Oof.
And that was it. Like, my knee was done. I got the MRI, and they're like, oh, it's your ACL got stretched. It didn't get torn, but it got stretched. And they suggested the reconstructive surgery. And same thing with that. I was like, nah, I ain't getting that surgery. Like, I was skeptical. So I just went through the motions, and I did the physical therapy. I went to the doctor's appointments for like a good, 2 months. And then one day I go to my doctor's appointment, and he's like, hey, I'm sorry to let you know, but I can't substantiate that you got hurt at work. And I was like, what? Like, bro, like, I don't have hobbies. We're getting forced overtime every day, like doing like 14, 16 hours every day, mandatory. Weekends, working Saturdays, Sundays. Like, I don't have time for no hobbies. I don't like go to the gym and work out. I don't play sports. Where else am I going to get hurt at, So I was like, you know what? All right, whatever. I had to go out on disability on my own, and I ended up getting a lawyer, bro. Like, I didn't want to be that guy, you know what I mean? And like try to sue a company. That's not me, bro. But I at least wanted to like make a point, like, I got hurt at work.
Yeah, they did you dirty. Was that doctor was in their pockets, or they were in his pockets, however you say it? What?
Yeah, it was a company doctor.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a company doctor.
Wow.
I think it was U.S. HealthWorks.
Mm.
Yeah. And I always went there for all my injuries that I had at Coke. But yeah, dude, I think they did like...
Ironic, huh? Why would you go to the Coke doctor if it wasn't work related to begin with?
Exactly.
But okay, how did that turn out? It's been a while.
Yeah, that was 2016 is when I got hurt, and then I said screw it. I went and got a lawyer. I was on disability for about a year, and then, once we went to a settlement court date, like they offered me like, oh yeah, we'll give you this much amount of money, and I was like, I don't want money. I just if they could relocate me into a different position in the company that's less labor intensive, I still wanted to work for Coke. I wanted to retire with them. You know what I mean? And then they're like, all right, cool. So maybe like a couple months later, we go to like another settlement date, and they tell me it's pretty much up to the company's discretion if they want to move you into another position.
Or even keep you now that you're in the courtroom.
Yeah. I mean, I could have kept my job if I wanted, and I don't know, I probably wouldn't have got shit.
Yeah.
They probably would have just, okay, yeah, he did get hurt at work, and then cover all my medical expenses or whatever.
Yeah.
But once I found that out, that it was up to them, like I'm pretty much competing against people that are applying off the street. So it's like, what the hell, bro? Like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just said, screw it. You know what? I'll take a settlement, and I'll just be a truck driver. And so they gave me a settlement, which ended up being like way less, like almost half of the first offer. But I was like, just fuck it, dude. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to get rich off of suing the company and shit. I just want them to take care of like all my medical because I got hurt at work.
What was their justification for the deduction? Like, that you missed your opportunity, or what was the
That was
message?
pretty much it, bro.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, yeah.
Okay.
If I should have just, like, thinking back, like, damn, I should have just took that first offer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened, and the good side about it was they offered a $6,000 voucher to go to any trade school. So like plumbing, I could have did electrical, I could have did HVAC, whatever. And I was like, well, I already know how to move the truck, so I might as well be a truck driver.
Yeah.
So I called around like 6 different trucking schools, like in the Fontana area. And there was only one that would accept that offer. I mean, the voucher. And it was Roadmasters, which is owned by Warner Enterprises. And yeah, dude, I just ended up going to Warner Enterprises. Got my CDL in about like a month or so.
What's the catch with them? You have to work with them? No, right? Because if you pay for the school, you're free to go wherever you want, right? Once you get the CDL?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
There was actually people that they had a voucher just like me, or they went through unemployment, and they were able to get the schooling for free.
Yeah.
And then the people that they pretty much like they had to get hired through Warner, and then they pretty much like pay off their tuition as they work, and they got to like be on that contract for a year. You know what I mean? Like I started off at 38 cents a mile, which now it's like, damn, 38 cents. The average is 65 cents right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, yeah, 38 cents. But the guys that they had to do that contract, 25 cents a mile, bro. I was like, oh, like, when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, like, what the hell? That's insane, bro. But yeah, I did feel fortunate that I had that voucher, and I didn't have to worry about like being tied down. But at the same time, it's like I might as well have, because I ended up staying there for about 2 years when the original plan was I'm just going to work here for 3 months and then try to get me a local job. And that's what I did. I was on a 99-cent store account right out of trucking school. All the dollar accounts, you usually have to unload by hand, like box by box. Like every customer that you go to, and it's be like 4 or 5 stops, like whatever city, like Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was on 99-cent store, so I didn't have to like touch nothing. It was all no touch.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was good. And then plus, I was able to be home like every weekend.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't too bad, but the backing situations were like, they were hell, dude.
Yeah, those stores are in tight spots sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3 months, bro, I was like, all right, I'm going to start looking for jobs, because that's like about the time that companies require for local, like at least 3 months, like some jobs. You can get, a job here and there. So I hit up Gardner, bro. I was gonna go work for Gardner, and I was gonna be able to be home like every other day, just doing runs up to like Northern Cali. And so I just quit. I told Warner I quit. When they told me in the beginning when I first got hired at Warner, if you're gonna quit, don't quit. Just take a leave of absence. Go try out another job. If you don't like it, boom, you can come right back. You don't have to go through orientation all over again and the hair follicle drug test and all that shit. I was just like, I quit. I'm done.
Yeah, it's not an option.
Yeah, so.
But you went through, you didn't do that contract then where like you have to do the 25 cents a mile till you pay it off, right? Yours was paid off, so that's what, because I hear
So I could leave whenever I want.
But if those guys on the contract leave, then they got that bad debt on their back, huh? The collections.
That's what I heard.
They don't play, huh?
Yeah.
They report it and all that.
I heard it's supposed to go to collections, but I had one buddy that he did leave, and he never heard nothing about like, them coming after their payments or nothing. So I think a lot of it is they're just trying to scare you, and then if you do leave, like, I don't think they're gonna come after you for that money. But then again, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
It'd be good to know.
Yeah.
All right, and so on the timeline, where are we now? We're on the. You quit, okay, and then.
Yeah, so I quit. I go to Gardner. On the way to orientation, Warner's calling me like, "Hey, man, so sorry that you left. You're a really good driver. You're, one of the best drivers on 99 Cent Store account. Is there any way we could get you back?" And I was like, "Nah, man, you know what? I mean, I'm trying to be local, and Warner doesn't have local. It's all over the road or regional." And he was like, "All right, well, just if you change your mind, please call me back." And I was like, "All right, cool.
We got an extra 2 cents per mile for you."
Yeah, they did tell me that, bro.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they did.
Not exactly 2 cents, right?
It was, because I was 38 cents a mile, and he offered me like, "Oh yeah, if you come back, we'll give you 40 cents a mile."
Oh wow, how generous.
But anyways, that was on the way to orientation for Gardner.
Yeah.
So I go to Gardner. I'm already hired on. I go to the orientation, and it was me and two other people. And the guy giving the orientation was like just looking down at me, like I'm a piece of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was just like, "If you do this, you get fired. If you do that, you get fired." Like, for example, they had inward facing cameras. So if they see that you're using your GPS on your phone to get to the delivery, that's like right up, like verbal, written, suspension, termination. And I was like, "What? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, print out freaking MapQuest like back in 2000 or like 99 and shit?" But anyways, it was that, and they say you can't have a Bluetooth in your ear, and if the camera sees that you have a Bluetooth, it's like progressive discipline. Same thing. Like, I was like, what the hell? It's like everything that he was saying was like he's already trying to fire me right then and there on my first day.
Yeah.
And after I just like stuck through it, I went through the whole orientation. There was a point when he was like, "Young man, are you paying attention?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am paying attention, but you know what? I feel like you're disrespecting me." And I was like, "I don't care who you are, the CEO or the president of the United States. Like, you respect me and I'll respect you." And then he calmed down and like started being cool. But after the end of the orientation, like, I went up to the front to the guy that I did my interview, and I was like, "Hey, bro, it's not going to work out. I'm sorry, man, but I can't work here." And then what did I do as soon as I got in my car? I called Warner.
Yeah.
And the guy, it was the same guy that I talked to that was trying to get me back. And I was like, "Hey, bro, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and come back."
Hey, but you missed your opportunity, bro. Now it's 36 cents a mile.
He still gave me the 40 cents, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I was afraid that was going to happen, but yeah, he still kept it at the 40 cents. But it sucks because, like, how I quit, I should have took a leave of absence, but since I quit, then I had to go through all the whole 9 yards again. Orientation, hair follicle test, all that stuff.
You
But
didn't
then
take
once
their
I got
word.
through it, like I didn't have to get on a trainer's truck again. Like I could just get assigned a truck and then start driving again.
Cool.
But yeah, I worked there on another account for like 3 months, which was like a dedicated elite, where I would go to another dedicated account anywhere in the country, and I would take over for the drivers that went on vacation. Like they had a whole week off, then I would just take their shift for the week and then do whatever. So I had like one was like a Walmart account, another one was I think like Albertsons, and then some other account like in Norfolk, Nebraska.
Yeah.
But I did that for 3 months, and then they ended it. They said, "Hey, it's not worth it for us to send you out there, 2-day drive to get there, and then you only do an account for like 3 days, and then we send you back home for your home time." So I was like, "Well, now what?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we have a Starbucks account, and it'll be pretty much like a triangle. You go from like Fontana area, they give you a random load just to get up to Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
So like first it'll be like Fontana, deliver to Woodland, to like a Target or something, and then deadhead to Hayward, pick up a raw load of like beans, like coffee beans, like heavy ass loads. And it was usually like a preloaded trailer, so I would drop my empty, pick up a preloaded trailer, and then deliver it to Minden, Nevada. You know, going over the 80, the Donner Pass, and drop my load, and then pick up another load, which is like all the packaged stuff already, like Starbucks, like the packets and the cups and just everything Starbucks, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'll take a load back down to Fontana. So I was able to be home like every other day and then off on the weekends.
Cool.
And one day I just got fed up, bro, like just missing like 4th of July and just like birthdays or whatever, not being able to be home, like be home. And I was like, I told my wife, like, we made the decision to just go on the pursuit of buying our first truck, because then I'll be able to like be home every day or do whatever loads that I want to be able to be local. And the only way that I could have did it is if I became a trainer, which means I would have had to go 48 states.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Which was like huge sacrifice, because I was used to being home every other day and then off on the weekends, and then now I'll go to being out for 2 weeks and then come back, have 2 days off, and then go out for 2 weeks again, while like living with a stranger, like training them how to drive.
And being an owner up.
No, that was before
I
became an owner up. That was like...
That was the other option to make more money?
That was the option. Like being a trainer, I was going to be able to save up the extra money that I needed to buy my truck.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I did, bro. I was a trainer for about like a good 10 months.
Oh, you did go that route?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a trainer for 10 months.
Share more about that, the trainer stuff. Do you have the same trainee those months, or how many? How long do you have each trainee for when you're a trainer?
On average, each student takes about like a month. Like first 2 weeks is me observing them. I'm in the passenger the whole time that they're driving. And then like when I'm driving, they're observing me. So it's like we observe it, like I show them this is how you're supposed to do it. And then when they're driving, like I'll tell them like, oh, you did a good job on that, or you need to work a little bit more on this. But yeah, after the 2 weeks, then we would like start teaming. I would have them drive in the daytime. I'll sleep.
How the fuck do you get a good night's rest knowing that?
I never. There was maybe 2 students that I had that I was able to like get my full like 10 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I would chill in the truck like for 2 hours, watch a movie or something, and then knock out, and then be able to sleep the whole time that they're driving, and then they'll wake me up when it's my turn. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a trip, just being a trainer, bro. Like that was such a sacrifice. I did not want to do it.
What's the most crazy experience with trainees, if you have any? What sticks out? Like, damn, that was
there was a lot, bro. There was a lot. I would say the craziest one was like I want to see my 4th student. I picked him up in San Diego, not San Antonio, Laredo, at the Warner Terminal in Laredo, Texas. And I had just had to kick off a driver off my truck, which that's another story. But they assigned me a new student, so I go pick him up, and then I'm like, all right, cool, we start driving. He was a good student. He used to be a manager of like a Fortune 500 company. He was an operations manager of a big warehouse, like 500 employees, and he got laid off. He was there for 20 years, and he got laid off.
Wow.
And he decided, screw it, I'm just gonna be a truck driver. So he got his CDLs, and then he ended up on my truck as a student. He was a cool guy, real respectable, especially coming from like, his background, being a manager and stuff like that. And he was he was a good driver. He was a really good driver. But the crazy thing about him was he only had like 1 week left on my truck. We were already teaming, and one day we were in Ontario, Oregon, like straight country. We're out of Love's. We just did a switch. Like I was done driving. I drove all night, and then it was his turn to start driving. So I pull up, like we got our showers. Like he took his shower, and then I went and got my shower, and then he's up at the pump when I'm coming out from taking a shower, and he's about to start putting fuel. And then he opens the door, and he's about to step out, and all of a sudden he's just like, like screaming, bro, like in pain. Like,
oh shit.
He's like, oh, my back. And I was like, are you all right, bro? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. And he was like, yeah, I just need like 5 minutes. This happens to me a lot. And I'm like, damn, what is it, bro? He's like, I'm having back spasms. And I'm like, what? Like, I never even heard of that, bro. That's crazy.
Oh shit.
And it's a thing. Like, a gang of people have back spasms, like to where they're practically paralyzed. Like, they can't even move. But anyways, he's like, I'm fine. Just give me like 15 minutes. I'm like, are you sure? Like, I'll call 911 right now. He's like, no, I'm good. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, all right. Well, let me just put fuel. I'll, get the truck ready for you. And then as soon as you're good to go, then you can start driving. And then I'm going to go on the back and sleep. He's like, all right. So he tries to get out of the driver's seat. He's like, again, like just screaming, bro, like in pain.
But
it's bad. He's like, and I'm like, bro, like I touch his shoulder. He's like, don't touch me. I'm like, bro, my bad. Damn. And he's like, wait, I just need to lay down. So he crawls from the driver's seat to the ground in the middle between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, like just laid out like on his stomach, dude. And I'm like, oh man, bro, this ain't good. I gotta call 911.
Yeah.
I gotta tell dispatch.
Yeah.
Let's get you taken care of. Get you to the hospital or ambulance or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, all right. So I called 911. No, first I called dispatch, let them know the whole situation. They're like, all right, cool, do what you gotta do. I call 911. They're like, okay, we could bring an ambulance, but he's gonna get charged $500 or whatever they charge. You know what I mean? And he was like, nah, like I don't want an ambulance. Can you just drive me there?
Warner wouldn't cover that?
Nah.
No?
I'm not sure.
Not even on
now
duty?
that I think about it, it did, like since we're at work.
Yeah. I would
But
hope so, shit.
since it was a pre-existing condition, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the medical card wouldn't have been granted if they knew about it. What do you think?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe he didn't mention it.
Yeah. Because that's hella dangerous. Imagine you're fucking smashing down the freeway and then you get your spasm going.
Yeah, bro.
Shit.
Now that I think about it, I'm like, damn, if I would have known that myself, I wouldn't have wanted him on my truck.
Yeah.
So it was a whole ordeal. Like, I had to talk to the manager at Love's, ask him if I could drop my trailer. I had to buy a kingpin lock and then bobtail him to the local hospital right there in Ontario, Oregon. And
That just fucked up, bro. Like, why can't they should have let the ambulance go.
I know, man. Now that I think about it, I was just like, I was flustered, bro. I didn't know
Yeah.
like what to do. All I knew was, okay, I need to get him to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
emergency.
yeah. I'm not bashing on you. I'm just saying the company should have like stepped in and be like, all right, take care of it. Let him. You
That's
know what I mean?
true. I didn't even think
You
about
did your
that.
part, but
Yeah,
you became the ambulance to save those motherfuckers some couple $100 when they
yeah,
make millions,
that's true.
and they got one of the people in that makes them the millions, hurt. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
Figure
bro.
it out later. The main thing is get them right.
Yeah,
That's yeah.
but it was a whole ordeal, bro. I
But
had to take him to the emergency, and then a nurse came out with a wheelchair. They had to help him down, like practically carry him, and then sit him down in the wheelchair. And then he was in the emergency for like a good I don't know, like maybe like 5 hours, and I was just right there, just chilling in the truck waiting. And then he comes out. He's like, "All right, yeah, I'm good to go." I'm like, "All right, cool, bro. Let's get back on the road so we could trade and make money."
yeah,
Because every time we stopped or if I had a breakdown, like I wasn't getting paid, bro. And
yeah.
it
By the
happened
mile.
quite often in the mileage, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
So
and
it
then it
sucked.
screwed with your hours too, right?
Yeah.
So okay, did he stay the course overall with the trucking, or did it turn out to be not what he wanted after all? Or, do you
After
know?
he got off my truck, I never talked to him again.
Okay.
But like the next day, he just up and decided like, oh, you know what? I can't do this. Like I gotta get off the truck. I gotta go take care of myself. I gotta go home to Texas. So I was like, all right, well, the next place that we could go is gonna be Fontana, so I could drop you off
At a terminal.
at a terminal.
Okay.
And he's like, all right, all right. And then out of nowhere, he's like, you know what? I already made a phone call to my wife. I'm just gonna go to an airport. So can you just drop me off at this hotel? And I was like, damn, bro, really? Like, oh, all right. I couldn't argue with him because, obviously he has to get himself checked out and taken
Yeah.
care of and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably like one of the worst stories that I had because it was just like, damn, like,
Yeah. It just puts it into perspective how important, like, how we take health for granted sometimes. I've never heard of that back spasm thing.
yeah,
So I would imagine it feels horrible having no control over it and
yeah,
and the impact it has on your employment, opportunities.
right.
But well, I hope he's okay wherever he's at.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure he is. I got to reach out to him.
What about any incidents where you might have lost your temper or your trainee? The ego gets in the way, maybe with the corrections and whatnot. Do you have any of those incidents, and how do you navigate through them?
Mm, I'd say maybe with half of my students, we would just get into like little disputes or disagreements, but it was nothing like too crazy. Like I'm fortunate enough that I didn't have anything like that.
No need to step outside.
Yeah, yeah, nah.
Cool, cool.
We talked it out. We would like argue a little bit. They'll raise their voices, but I tried to my best to like not raise my voice, stay cool, calm, and collected, and just try to work it out. Whatever the problem is, just work it out.
Did you ever have a nasty motherfucker? Like,
I did, bro. I did. It was just one. Thank God.
what was the worst part of that experience?
He was actually a really cool individual. He was from Africa. I forget what country. I think it was Somalia. And then he was a refugee in Kenya. And then finally he made his way to the United States and then got his CDL and then ended up on my truck. But he was Muslim. And his name was Ibrahim, so I already knew like off the bat, like, okay, this fool's Muslim. So all right, cool. Like I'm not gonna discriminate. I'll take anybody. I don't care. I want to help out everybody. Like anybody should be able to drive a truck and be a truck
Yeah.
driver. And he was like probably my age. He was African American, but he was Muslim. He was an okay driver. Every student that I had, their main problem was driving too close to the passenger side, like driving on that line,
Oh,
like almost touching the cars on the right
Okay.
side.
Yeah.
So I'd always have to tell him like, "Hey, bro, you're getting too close, man. Like, keep it in the middle. Keep it between the lines." Like, oh, okay. But other than that, he was a good driver. But when it came to hygiene, bro,
He would skip on the.
He would skip on the showers because I try to take showers every single day. Like every time we switch out, when I'm done with my shift and then it's their turn, like they wake up, we'll go grab, they'll get their shower, I'll go get my shower, and then cool, all right, fill up the truck and then start driving. But with him, he'd be like, nah, I'm cool. And I'm like, hey, bro, like eventually I had to tell him, like, hey, man, please go take a shower, man, because it's starting to smell in this truck. And, I'm not trying to talk shit or anything. Like, I respect you, but if you could do me a favor, please just keep up your hygiene, man. Every time we stop for showers, please take a shower. He's like, all right.
He was not offended then.
Yeah, he was real cool. He was real cool. And
right.
he was like, he had a thick accent, like a Muslim accent, and but he was like new age, like he wore skinny jeans, like ripped jeans, and like he was always like when he wasn't driving, he was always like on WhatsApp with like a group of 20 people, like talking in their language and like recording, and then like he'll be laughing, and then he'll hear like listen to what they're saying, like big group, and it's like, damn, this fool has like a good little like group, like friends group and stuff. I'm like, damn, all right. But nah, he was cool. But other than that, like the worst part about him, bro, and it's embarrassing, but like he would get in the passenger seat when it's my turn to drive, and he'll take his shoes off, and which I don't care. That's cool. You can take your shoes off and be comfortable. But then he took his socks off, bro, and it was done. It was over, bro. It was like rotten fish, bro. It was bad.
But some people don't have like awareness like that, huh? Like it's like they don't do it on purpose. They're just being themselves, like real relaxed, and they're not aware of. I don't know how to describe it. Like they just don't know that they smell, bro. Like,
I think it's like you go to someone's house and they have pets.
Yeah, they're so used to it.
You could smell it, but they don't notice it.
That's what it is, probably.
Yeah, they're just like immune to the smell.
Cool. So then that's covers most of your experiences with Warner before the owner-op life, or where are we at there?
Yeah, that was before the owner-op life. I worked at Warner. Like half the time I was there, I was just solo driver, and then the second half I was trainer. And then at that point, after a year of being a trainer, I was like, okay, I had enough money to go put down on the truck and get the insurance and all that, what have you. But I was like, you know what? Like, I had all my endorsements. So I was like, I always wanted to try tanker because maybe I might want to be a tanker driver, owner operator. Yeah. So like, I'm going to go work for a company, try it out. And then if I like it, then that's what I'm going to do when I buy my truck. So I went to go work for a company called Trimac, right here out of Downey. And I was like home every other day, and like regional type stuff like Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and then Northern California. And I did that for a year, bro, and it turned out I freaking hated it. Like it was just super, like I don't want to say labor intensive, but it was labor intensive for the stuff that I was doing, because I was hauling it was resin, which is flammable. And with resin, you had to hook up a hose from your trailer tank to the PTO pump that's mounted on the truck, and then another hose from the tank, from the PTO pump to the customer's tank. And it was just a whole like ordeal. Like I had to wipe everything down. I had to make sure everything was clean. I had to run acetone through my hoses. Like after I'm done unloading the trailer, like the cleanup process was just like, it was intense. And yeah, I did that for about a year, mostly just hauling resin. And then sometimes they would have me help out delivering latex loads, which there's no placards. It's just like paint stuff. Like we'll deliver to Bear, like all the different paint warehouses or factories or whatever.
Not like condom latex.
Nah.
Okay.
Or like doctor's gloves.
Okay.
Nah, it was just paint, like paint warehouses or factories. Sherman-Williams was another one that we delivered to a lot. But latex, if I did latex every day, I wouldn't mind it, because it's just the one hose and you hook it up from your tank to the customer's tank. You don't have to pump. Like, you don't have to hook it up to the pump that's on the truck. So that was easy. I didn't mind that. But for what I did with the resin, like on a daily basis, I hated it, bro.
Was there a difference in pay though? Or
There was no difference.
No.
Yeah, there was no difference.
Oh, okay, so amongst the drivers, they already know what lanes they want. Then probably that's how you earn your keep. Did you notice that or no?
I didn't really pay attention, like,
Who got which lanes? Or
yeah,
what?
really, because I was the new guy, so I was like, I'll take whatever you have. I don't care. And most of the drivers, they were local. They got to go home every day. And then like a handful of us went out and did the same thing that I did.
You've been pursuing this fucking local thing forever, man.
I know, bro.
That's your whole goal, and everywhere you end up, it's like everything but local. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
bro. Yeah. And then even now, like, I'll tell my story to other people, like other drivers, and they'll be like, oh, I got local right out of trucking school.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, good for you. Cool down. We all got our own path, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I hated it, bro. It was a lot of work. And then after a year of doing that, I was like, okay, I made the decision. I hate tanker. And now it's time to go buy a truck.
And hate the ports.
Yeah. But I never expected to do ports, bro.
Yeah.
Ever.
But you got your local wish, though.
Yeah, I did.
Right?
I did.
So
But,
I also, is there anything you want to add to the whole leading up to the ports before I move on to the next question?
to cut it short, bro, when I was finally ready to buy my truck, it turns out my brother-in-law, he had a friend from like back in the day from school, from high school, and he was working for this guy, Victor. And I was like, oh, that, like, he would tell me about this guy, Victor, and then I would tell him like, oh, that sounds like, you know, this guy that I watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Vic Med.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what? I think that is him. And then I showed him like a YouTube video.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, bro, that's my boss. I was like, no way, bro. I was like, hey, man, can you introduce? Like, can you see what's up? Because I'm trying to buy a truck, but like it's COVID, you know, like everything's shut down. Like, I don't know if it's a good move. Some people are telling me like, nah, don't do it. And he was like, yeah, bro, hit him up. So he hits him up, and then he calls me right back. He's like, hey, bro. Yeah, he said, yeah, he'll take you, bro.
Take you how?
Like as a owner-operator, like to lease on
Yeah.
to his company.
Nice.
And I was like, what? Hell yeah, bro. So
Cool.
I called him up, and then we hit it out, bro. Like, he was real cool, bro. Like, yeah, if you buy a truck, then you could lease onto my company, and I'll give you work.
Nice.
And
He does a lot of rail, huh? At the time?
At the time, he was doing more dry van.
Oh.
Yeah.
The videos I seen of him were when he was doing BNSF stuff, like the rail
Yeah,
stuff.
that was like, when he first started like the YouTube thing. He
Yeah,
was, like,
yeah,
doing, like between ports and rails,
Yeah,
and then going back
cool,
to dry
cool.
van. Yeah.
Nice. That's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
a trip, bro.
I just saw him at the California Trucking Show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we got him to sign up as a member, so
Oh,
that's
that's
very
what's up.
cool.
Yeah.
They gave me the idea, like, what the fuck am I thinking? I gotta like follow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have him on here.
Yeah, hell
Maybe you
yeah.
can make the introduction.
Yeah, he's one of the OGs, just like you.
right.
Out of the ports, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot to learn from him.
Yeah.
So you did that.
Yeah, and then, I leased onto him, bro, and he has, like, all the brokers that you could think of, all the different load boards, and he just kept me busy, bro. But right off the bat, the first thing he told me was get your own permits. Like, I don't mind helping you out. You know, I don't, like, you could work with me as long as you want. I don't care. But I'm telling you, just looking out for you, get your own permits so that when you're ready, you know, you can get your own brokers, and then, like, you don't have to be paying me the 11% no more.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, bro. Like, hell yeah, man. I appreciate you. Like, that means a lot. And that's what I did, bro. Like, I lagged it. I took, like, maybe, like, 2 months until I finally, like, I hired somebody to just do all my permits for me.
All right, I had to take a little break for a little bit. For some reason, I don't think I pressed record on some of the cameras, and when I looked over, they were off. So it might be nothing but audio up until this point. So we'll see how we can improve that in post.
Yeah.
So we were in the whole the Victor thing, leased on, and he encouraged you to get your own authority,
Yeah.
and then I think it happened. So
Yeah. So he did. Yeah. He encouraged me to get my own authority. So I got my own authority. I just paid someone to just do it for me. And I did that I want to say, I started working for him when I bought my truck in August 2020. And then maybe 3 months later, that's when I paid somebody to do my authority. But everything was backed up at the time. It was like taking like 2 or 3 months to go active. And my authority went active, I think, January 2021. And then my California was like a little bit later after that because they were still backed up from COVID and everything. And yeah, little by little, I just started to, like, as soon as I hit whatever time frame each broker requires, like Snyder, at the time it was like 6 months. Uber Freight, I can't remember, it was like maybe 3 months. And what else? Night Transportation's a year, I believe. And just whatever I could do, I just try signing up with whatever brokers that I could once I got enough time.
the carrier package.
Yeah, carrier packets and all that stuff. But in the meantime, I was just doing the dry van with Victor. And then he put us on an account where we're going to Con Global. And that was my first time doing containers. And I was like, okay, this ain't bad. I think I like this better. But I still wasn't in the ports yet. But, once my authority is active at the time, then I start like reaching out. Like, you know what? I think I might like doing the ports. And then one of my buddies, Robert, he was like, hey, bro, come to this company over here. We do ports, and it's like $500 a load, 2 loads a day, sometimes 3, just depending on how much time you have left. And I was like, what? Because with the dry van, I was getting maybe like $300 or $400 a load, depending on like how far. And I can only do like 2 loads a day, or if I'm lucky, 3 loads a day, and maybe break like $700 a day or $1,000 if I'm lucky. And so, yeah, I took his advice and I went with the company that he was getting work from. And yeah, dude, like just going to the ports, picking up a load, go deliver it, and then go do another one. I was making like anywhere from like 1,000 to 1,500 a day, bro. I was like, holy shit, bro, this is nice. And then plus, like, I like the ports better because at least you could see where the machine is and you could kind of gauge like, okay, there's 3 trucks in front of me, so it'll probably be like maybe 30 to 45 minutes, depending on if they got to unstack their containers to get to their can and stuff like that. But I like it better than being stuck at a warehouse, dry van, waiting for them to unload you or load you. And every time you go and ask, like, hey, can you tell me how much longer it'll be? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, we're almost done. It's like 30 more minutes left, and then you'll be done. I'm like, okay. And then an hour goes by. Ask them again.
30 more minutes.
30 more minutes. And then again, like all the way until I'm like there for 5 hours, bro. And I'm just like, damn. I mean, I'm not talking shit about anybody that does dry van, bro, but it's rough, man. And a lot of people that do dry van, they look at containers the same way. Like, I will never do containers because they just see those long ass lines at the end gate. And how long we gotta wait sometimes. Yeah, I think it's like give and take. Like they're both the same, bro. They could have the same amount of wait times. It doesn't matter.
It's just a different scenery. Because those lines, they look bad when you're driving past them at full speed. Yeah, but they're actually moving sometimes. So
for the most part, they move pretty quick. Yeah. Like they look fucked up, and you're like, oh shit. I mean, there is times where you're like stuck in line for 2-3 hours just waiting to get inside the port, but.
Yeah, I don't miss that. It's just, you just have to have that mentality that you're going to get out no matter what, Like, if you get, it's a mind game, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I got into the ports, bro, and I just fell in love with it. Like, I never looked back at dry van up until it started getting slow. I bought my second truck, and I was just like, damn, like what the hell am I gonna do? My broker, he was like, sorry, there's no work. You know, it's like every other day we got to spread the work out to all the drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, all right, you know, I understand. So then on the days that there was no work, then I'll hit up my dry van brokers like Snyder and Convoy or XPO or whatever, just
Mm-hmm.
whatever I could get. Even hitting up Victor like, hey, what's up, bro? Can you refer me? Like anything, bro. Like I'm desperate right now. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was struggling, dude. I still am right now. I'm still struggling, bro. Like we all are, you know.
Yeah.
It's like worse now than it was last year. But yeah, as far as containers, bro, like I wouldn't go back to dry van. I just want to do containers and that's it. And then eventually, hopefully one day, just start getting my own customers. You know, God willing that my business survives.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the plan, bro. That's like the big goal. Like I'm trying to dream big. And it's a trip, bro, because when I was back in the warehouse, you know, I never ever thought that like I would be able to have my own company, be a truck driver, um, be able to do things, go on vacations, bro. I was a sole provider. My wife was always a stay-at-home mom, so it's like I never like thought to dream big. Like I just thought like this is it. You're stuck, and that's it. That's all life has to offer you. And it was a blessing getting hurt at Coke and becoming a truck driver, and then eventually becoming an owner operator. It opened a lot of doors, and it opened up my brain to just be like, anything's possible, bro. And I'm glad I did it. I wouldn't take anything back. I wouldn't do anything differently.
You sound passionate right
Yeah,
there. Kind of got to you, huh?
yeah,
See how
bro.
far you've come along.
Yeah, bro.
That's good.
From temp agencies in the very beginning, like when my daughter was born. My daughter's 18 now,
Hmm.
but in the beginning, like when she was born, we had to go out and get our own place, our apartment in Pomona, right there off of Holt and Indian Hill by the Indian Hill Mall. Just ghetto, bro, and then just little by little working our way up, you know, better and better to like moving to Rancho Cucamonga, and then eventually buying our house in 2012. And you know, once I got hired at Coke, I was able to like make a little bit extra money, and we were able to buy a house. And then just little by little, bro, like from Coca-Cola to truck driving, and then owner operator, bro.
Yeah. So with Coke, you saw like because that was like the top layer of your journey, right? 'Cause at that point, you saw it like a stable income, like there's a future here. And I think along the way, maybe you saw like the reality of the corporate world that sometimes like the profits come first, unfortunately, and fortunately, right? If it is your business, but it goes both ways, right? So,
Yeah,
um, when it comes down to push comes to shove, like they gotta prioritize the profit. So when those layoffs come, that there goes your job security, right? At the
yeah,
first sign of losses, like the first thing is like they cut down on expenses, and the people go with that.
yeah,
So maybe seeing those colegas, as we say, go through it, open your eyes that maybe it's not that stable, and you started like. I think the thought was there before you got hurt. You kind of just gotta man up, right, and show
yeah,
up daily, no matter what.
yeah, bro.
Because I think as men, we have like these like exit routes in our mind, but we just can't. Sometimes it's not right. It's not the right time. And for you, it kind of was a blessing in disguise. And
It was, man.
now you're here with two trucks and the good and the bad that comes with it. But it's all with good intention to do better, right?
Yeah,
It's just a perfect example of like anyone can do it out here if they really put their mind to it.
yeah, they
You paid
can.
your dues though, like that intro, the stories, like the whole training people, the whole sacrificing, going over the road, even though it's something you probably didn't really like as much. The whole time you've been wanting local, and finally you're doing local, even though it's hard as fuck right now, but you're hanging in there. And I think if you make it through, you got, good rewards coming.
Yeah.
Right now we're in the hang in there phase, so
Yeah.
it's
Pretty
tough. A lot of
much.
people are just tapping out and selling, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's been for a
someone,
whole year now they've been selling the trucks. You see it on LA Long Beach Port Drivers and KONTAINEROZ Facebook page. It's like,
yeah,
damn.
the mental health thing, this guy had like under 5 trucks, but he unalived himself. I heard from someone that
Damn.
I just got in contact with. So it's like bad. There's a lot of stuff that's not being shown, but because as men, I think we keep a lot of it in, and next thing you know, it's like, damn, I didn't expect that from that person. But trust me, like everyone's going through shit right now, man, and
Yeah.
there's also a lot of like masks out here,
Mm-hmm.
but the ones going through it, like, just know you're not alone.
Yeah.
So
It's a trip to think that, like, with the big mega companies that have been going out of business, like, you would think they're a big ass company. They probably have a gang of money in reserves. They should be able to just roll this thing out, wait till it ends, and then they'll be cool again. But it's like, of course, us single owner operators and small fleets, we're just, dropping left and right. But to see these big mega corporations going out too, like, it just proves to show that nobody's safe. Like,
yeah,
everybody, and I mean everybody, is hurting right now.
it's proportional too. Like if that's a mega carrier, you make bad choices, then you get a big fat problem, and as a small carrier, you get a problem proportional to your survival, right?
Yeah,
So maybe these guys get greedy or something, and they just think they're just gonna too big to fail. But you said it best. This is a good example that.
nobody's safe.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I ain't no fucking guru. I just ask around and shit, But
Yeah,
and you don't even have to depend on someone to tell you what it is when you're seeing it everywhere. You know what I mean?
right.
But it's you have a YouTube channel. Um, it's you stay positive on there and all. You do the blogs. What inspired you to do the channel?
I've been wanting to do my own YouTube channel, but I just never did it. Like, I just kept on procrastinating, like, the whole time being a truck driver and owner operator. But just being the fact that, like, damn, the trucking business is not doing good, the economy is taking a dump. I need some type of, like, second source of income. You know what I mean? And knowing that with YouTube, you have to build yourself up. You got to get that. Now they changed it to where you get 500 subscribers, and then you can get, like, all the little perks, like the thank you buttons and stuff like that you can
Monetization.
Yeah, monetization.
Okay.
And then once you get 1,000 subscribers, then it's like you get money, like so much money per 1,000 views or something like that. So that's my end goal for YouTube, is like to at least hit that first milestone of 500 subscribers, and then 1,000 subscribers, and then eventually, hopefully, I'll start seeing some consistent income off of that. But right now, it's the beginning, my baby steps right now.
What's the most frequently asked question you get from the subscribers or people that run into your channel? Probably a lot of people curious about the industry. Well, it's my guess, but what is it really?
Most of my comments are like more about like just encouragement, like, you're doing good, keep up the good work. If anything, I'll get questions like, oh, what do you like better, over the road or local? Or
He's been wanting local forever, guys.
forever, bro. I did get a comment like, damn, it took you 3 years. That's when I was telling you, like, oh yeah, it took me right out of driving school, I got a local job. And I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
But everybody has their own path, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna keep it going with the YouTube, bro. It, like, I ain't gonna lie, I have been getting discouraged a little bit. Just like, oh man, like, this is harder than I thought, bro. Especially like with the vlogs that I shoot and then record it. Like, recording them is easy. Like I have fun doing it, you know. But when it comes to editing, bro, and like the transitions and then adding background music and making sure you're cutting out like all the boring parts or whatever, and then like I suck, bro. Like I know like I can't talk like without having too many pauses and shit. So I'm like trying to edit out like all the boring parts or like when I pause too much and stuff like that.
I've been like that like all my episodes, bro. And I'm still going. You can't.
Your
overthink-
episodes are
you can't.
legit though.
Because I cut out all the boring shit
Oh, okay.
on my end. I
Okay.
cut out all the when I have the. I'll be having brain farts on here, bro. Don't get it twisted. I'll fuck up a lot.
Damn, I can't even tell that you do it.
I just fucked up right now. This camera hasn't been recording for like the longest, you know.
Yeah.
But it's part of being human, and just keep doing it. I think you'll find your way. I guess I'm the last one to be giving YouTube advice because that's not my field. You know.
Right. Right.
I just kind of store the. You could think of it like a digital library for the podcast. I just upload the full version on there, and on Spotify, and then the plan is to step it up a bit because it is, as you know, time consuming. You know.
Yeah.
And I want to step it up a bit and make clips from the podcast, which has been in the works forever. But I don't know if either I'm just procrastinator or lazy, but I just know the content's there. You know, I just need to go cut it up, but it's just so fucking time consuming.
It is.
And you mentioned discouraged. Like me, I get discouraged when it's like sometimes what we think is good info, like it's not received like good info, and you get discouraged because you're like, I thought you guys would like this. So you kind of, you know, so I'll make a clip out of an episode and then it's like no one engages with it, you know. But I know that it was good info, so it's like, but then I post someone of a fucking near-death experience, and it's like, it's hard to find your, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to you. You're learning the editing thing and developing your style, or what? Like,
Pretty much, yeah. It's like I'm still in the phase of like trial and error. Like this video gets more views than these videos, or but I'm like I need to not focus and like all the like there's YouTube people that they just make YouTube videos that teach other YouTubers like this is how you get subscribers, this is how you get your first 1,000, this is how you get monetized, this is what you need to focus on. And the main thing that all of them say is like, don't focus on views, don't focus on your analytics, like none of that crap. Like, don't even pay attention to it. Right now, you're like newborn in YouTube, so your main focus should just be consistent, and that's it. Don't worry about the quality.
you can develop your style along the way. Yeah.
And then you'll see what videos do better than other videos, and then try to focus on whatever topics of the videos that are doing good.
Well, here's the thing. Like me, if I'm not interested in it to begin with, it's hard for me to keep making it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if the analytics say that they want me to keep talking about puppies, you know, and I like kittens,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to play that out long term and be happy. I'm gonna be miserable. You know, you guys will love all the puppy content, but I'll be fucking hating it, wishing I had more kittens. You know?
Yeah,
know
that's what they say too. Like, just whatever you like doing, make sure you like doing it. Like, don't be talking about finances if you hate finances. But just because it's getting a gang of views, now you're gonna start doing videos on finances. Because now it's like, oh man, this is a job and I hate doing it. Like, you gotta at least like somewhat like what you're doing videos on.
Yeah. So your thing is blogging then?
Yeah, because I'll watch other YouTubers like Vic Med, of course, and then like Alex Nino. Like he's the only truck driver YouTuber that has 1 million subscribers.
Wow.
It's a trip, bro.
He blew up then, because last I heard he was like at 260.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think he went from like 260 to 1 million probably like in less than 2 years.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then like Cholo Trucker, like he has good content. He doesn't really do like in the truck. Like he does do in the truck videos sometimes, but like he does a lot of podcasts, like just hearing other people's experiences just like you, or like just other videos. He has other channels like where he just talks about movies, like his favorite movies or movies that just came out, or
Oh, he splits up the channels then in categories. Like
in
he won't
categories.
mix it up. Like, okay, that's It's a good move.
Yeah, he has a wrestling channel, and then a channel called Pick Six, where like he talks about like his favorite six teams, and he's a Steeler fan. So shout out Steelers. But yeah, it's cool, bro. He has good stuff. Now I'm trying to get Eddie Luna, bro, to make a YouTube or
Oh yeah,
make his Instagram like public, bro, because he does a lot of like just short clips
yeah.
showing the ports. Hey, I'm stuck in line.
I saw he pulled over to warm something up in the microwave.
Yeah, I
like
seen
fuck
that.
it. With this traffic, I might as well eat.
Might as well eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has good stuff, good like uplifting stuff, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people want to see like the real reality of it, you know?
Yeah.
Versus the whole gurus want to sell you a course and shit.
Yeah.
Not that all of them are bad, but
There was another one.
show
out
the
of
real
ports.
life stuff.
Life with Ryder, bro. Yeah, he has some cool videos too. But
A lot of those guys disappeared. I don't even. There was a lot of
Yeah.
influencers with this trucking boom, and
yeah,
yeah,
and they just stopped.
yeah. You can't make trucking content if you're not in it like that no more. You know, like it's hard to
It's hard to.
when
Yeah.
you're active. Like you guys that are active and driving, you have an advantage over like people like me that used to do it, but now we talk about it or share information about it. It's not the same. I can never compete with that. So you have that. That's all I can say. You have that to your advantage, like being in the field, like
Still
literally,
actively doing
yeah.
it.
Use every opportunity or every experience to make content out of it. You know,
Yeah,
you are the content, pretty much, right?
pretty much. Yeah.
So what's something you wish you knew sooner about trucking?
Honestly, I don't know, bro. It's like I said, I wouldn't change anything. I thought it was bullshit that all these companies required like 3 months experience, 6 months experience just to be a local driver, to be home every day. And come to find out, like even with like my 8 years of yard jockey experience and being able to back up trucks, like that's the most important part of the job. Or the not the most important part, because of course like driving on the freeways and being safe, like 80,000 pounds, bro, like you could just like someone's life could end in an instant, and it happens all the time. But I thought at least, bro, like I would be able to like just be right out of driving school and get a local job with the experience of being able to back up trucks. And that wasn't the case. And
I think you didn't go to ports first,
no.
because I think it's more common in the port game for them to take you like that.
Yeah. I would say, honestly,
You went the traditional way, that the big companies. You went straight to them.
to answer your question, what I wish I would have known before truck driving is I wish I would have known about the ports, because then I would have just started right off the bat, go to the ports and be local, be home every day.
Yeah.
But I had no idea. I was just like oblivious. I'm just like used to what I see on the roads every day, just dry vans, and okay, I want to be a truck driver. I'm gonna do dry vans.
Now
that was
someone
it.
knows,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Well, now that you're at the ports, what's the most memorable experience you've had in there?
I would say getting banned from APM one time. I get out, they're on shift change. The sun is like setting, it's glaring on the ground. And I'm in a section where it used to be 700s, but then they blacked it out and then made it 800s. But all I could see from like the glare on the ground from the sun was 700s.
Oh, man.
Like, fuck, am I on the 700s or 800s? They're all on shift change, bro. It's empty. I'm the only truck on my whole aisle. Like, every block is empty. I'm the only truck there. I'm just going to get out real quick. We're not supposed to get out of our trucks, but I'm just going to get out real quick and just, like, look, like, right on top of the number. Okay, cool. I'm in the 800s. I'm in my spot. And right as I'm standing right there looking at my spot, security rolls up in the little white pickup truck, and he's like, "Hey, man, you're not supposed to be out of your truck." And I was like, I know, man, but there was a glare from the sun, and I wasn't sure if I was in the 700s or 800s. But my bad. You just, it won't happen again. He was like, all right, let me get your license.
Oh fuck.
I'm
He
like,
went that route.
oh, okay. So I give him my license, and then he starts writing in his little notebook, writing me a ticket or something, and he hands it to me. He's like, all right, I have to escort you out. You're being banned from the port. And the only way that you could come back in is if you pay the $200 fine or whatever it is, and then come back on Saturday and do a safety class. I was like, bro, what the hell? Are you kidding me? Just like, it's empty, like everybody's on shift change. There's no trucks. I'm the only, like, I get, and this was the time that 2 weeks prior, somebody had died at Hanjin.
They weren't letting it slide, bro.
Yeah, bro. And it was a big ass top handler that ran over somebody. And then like 2 days after that, somebody died at 8 p.m. A truck driver got ran over by another truck driver.
Night shift, huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
So it was understandable. But he escorted me out. And then I told dispatch the whole situation. And they're like, all right, we'll just keep you out of there for a while. Then they sent me back 2 days. 2 days later, I'm like, hey, bro, did you forget? I'm banned. They're like, just go try. And I'm like, all right. So I get to the pedestal and they're like, hey, driver, your license plate is banned. We can't let you in. And I'm like, oh, man, is there any way that you could send me to the trouble window and then I could talk to somebody? And they're like, okay, here's a trouble ticket. So I go pick up the black phone and then I talk to somebody and then I just told them the whole situation. And I was like, I understand, safety. And of course, 2 people had just died and they got killed. I understand that completely and it's not going to happen again. Is there any way that you could just, let me back in? And they're like, sure. Okay. No problem. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like I didn't have to do the $200 fine and go to the Saturday class or whatever.
Yeah.
So I got lucky on that shit.
That's crazy. I didn't know they could override it like that.
Yeah, I guess they can. They did.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Shit. That's a new one for me, man.
Yeah.
What's the most inconvenient thing about the ports, and how would you fix it if you could?
The wait times, especially when you're in your spot to get your load, and a gang of trucks come after you, whether they're in front of you or behind you, the machine's coming to you, and you're like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to get my load. Finally, I've been here for like 2-3 hours. And then it goes above you, and then it just keeps on going.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll go like to the guy right behind you or the guy at the end or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're supposed to start at the front and then work their way back. But for some reason, bro, like sometimes it's just up to the crane operator's discretion, like if they want to load you or not.
Yeah.
Like you have no say. There's nobody to call other than dispatch, and then dispatch can send an email. And most of the time they do like get the crane to come straight to me. But other times it's just like it's up to the crane operator.
Yeah. They should, like, with all this technology, they should like integrate like the work order to the crane or to the trans, I mean, in that row, based on whoever came in first and what they're picking up. So it'll know, like, you know what I mean, who's already there. It knows who's there. So, you got this guy way down there, and then maybe like a digital billboard up there. It'll say now loading, G115 or now loading.
Yeah, like the DMV.
I mean? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And you see your
That's
shit.
a good example right there.
You see your shit, and then you're like, oh, that's me. You pull up, the machine's there. That way the machine, they also don't want to be like, because it's dangerous too. They got to get spotted in the back end, to be going up and down the rows, So sometimes it happens that you're there for hours and people keep going to the row and to the spot in front of you. And they're just cleaning out that whole stack.
Yes.
And they're like, fuck, man, I'm next.
I hate
They
that.
keep coming. They just pull in, And it's good when it's you, but the other way around, you're like, damn, but I've been here forever, right? But I don't know, bro. They all have their own little world in there.
It is.
You have some that the clerks want to do their own way. That the whole fucking row will be empty.
Yeah.
And they only allow trucks to the spot where the machine is.
Right.
And the whole in front of that machine, there's all those spots are open, and then you go around and you go to your spot, they come yell at you. You got to go back to the line. Uh, yeah.
I hate that, bro.
So you kind of would want something to be like a universal thing for these terminals, as far as
Yeah, bro.
the
Like,
lineups.
I get that. Like, okay, if the truck before you, he's all the way up in the front, and then you get there after him, but you're all the way in the back, and then there's all those middle locations. Like, of course, the crane's not gonna come all the way from the front and then go skip all the people in the middle just to get to you because you got there second. Which I wish it was like that, but realistically, like that's not gonna happen because that's a far distance to travel, and just
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
I get it, bro.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get why they do that and why they want to just empty out that one stack, even though all these drivers got there after you. But that is just at the same time, it ain't fair, bro. It's like fuck, like
Yeah, there's got to be a way.
There's
We'll
gotta
get
be a
more
way.
trans, pay more people.
yeah, there's got to be a way, bro. Like I think if anything, they could help out by having the yard clerks like dedicated, like okay, your spot's open, like you go, because some of the ports actually do that. Like Pier A, they have like in the 300 section, they got like A B C D F or A B C D E F, and just dedicated lanes just for waiting, and then the clerk at the end is like telling each driver like, okay, it's your turn, go, your turn, go. I think that's like a good way to organize. But for the most part, bro, it's like we just gotta live with it. We could try to change and try to like maybe get a hold of management and reach out to them and see whatever we can do. I know you had that one person on your podcast. I forgot her name, bro, but you guys talked about how she had meetings with like terminal managers and try to like work things out, like when it comes to bathroom situations.
Oh yeah, that was Sadea
Oh yeah.
from Jersey,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like we need somebody like that, bro. Like
get active.
over here on the West Coast, like to
Yeah.
help us out. Like
Yeah,
it's not just okay. Everything needs to be fair for the longshoremen, and then who cares about the truck drivers?
yeah. What makes it hard is that everyone wants to be. It's because of the way that it's structured. So if you're a owner operator, then you're an independent in people's eyes, right? So it kind of contradicts itself. You want to be united and be union, maybe, but you're owner ops. So you want to be independent and you want to be united. It's kind of complicated. There's too many. There's too many pieces, I guess,
It is, bro.
to the puzzle.
It almost seems like it's impossible to do what everybody says we should do and like join forces and
Yeah.
come together. Because at the end of the day, each man is for himself. They gotta
Yeah.
feed their families.
Yeah.
They
The
can't
only-
afford to take a day off, and join the whole force. And like, even though we should, I would do that shit 100%. But not like it's understandable, but not everybody could do it.
I think there's levels to the unity when it comes to the independent contractors. If it affects everyone overall, then they'll come together. But then at the end of the day, it's still like, okay, we got that situated, but I want that customer. Like
Right.
it's still business, so it's kind of hard to.
But there is times like where truckers shut down and they unite, bro.
Yeah,
And then the rates do go up, for a week or so. But then it's like after that, it just dies down again.
yeah,
So I don't know, maybe we gotta like do it like on a consistent basis just to like try to keep those rates up.
yeah. Just that whole say no to cheap freight thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it, but they don't really live by it. So
That's true.
as if you keep accepting them, they'll keep giving them. So.
Yeah, that is true.
And you set the standard for them to what they offer to everyone else. It's like, hey, 90% are taking this rate. What makes you so special?
Right.
You know your operating costs? Okay, cool. But this guy doesn't, and he'll do it for cheap. So
That's how it always has been. But now it's like with this freight recession, trucking recession, it's like all the freight is cheap, bro. Like we got to take it right now.
I don't know if that was strategic or what, because now we got people with big overhead because they bought the trucks expensive
Mm-hmm.
and high fuel cost and all these compliance things coming in. You got people that got trucks that they bought expensive trucks with like 700,000 miles, and now they come to find out, you know, that at 800,000 miles their shit's no good, and they have all this debt on that truck,
Yeah.
and it's too late in the end of the year to where like they can pivot and get another diesel truck to qualify before the deadline.
Yeah. December 31st.
It's like
It's crazy.
it almost seems like they want like you guys out, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like we're all like organized to get the little man out, and then the big corporations will be the only ones standing.
yeah. Then as a driver, it's like this is how much you get per hour. Take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm. And then there's no other options, like to be an owner
And
operator.
now that we can get together, we don't. So,
Yeah.
but no want to, make it all negative and shit. But if not trucking, what would you do?
Sometimes I wish I would have like got a job in like an office, like doing sales or something. Like my big brother Joe Castro, that fool, he's always been in sales his whole life. Like, and he's had a gang of experiences. He's traveled to like China, Japan, and to like train a whole team of sales associates and stuff like that. And he's always had like a cool like 9 to 5 job and just a normal life,
Mm-hmm.
And I've always looked up to my brother, and that's one thing that I could say. Like I've always done labor intensive jobs. I never had like an office type of job. So I think that would have been cool, like if I would have chose that route. But at the same time, like I said before, I wouldn't take anything back. I wouldn't do anything differently, because of course, then I would have never met my wife and have my 2 kids. My daughter, she just turned 18. My son, 16. And then like my in-laws, and just would have never been a truck driver and own my own business. Like I might have just been stuck as an employee and just always just thinking small, the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, bro? But yeah, if anything, if I had to choose, I would have probably like went into like some type of office job.
It's funny to see that, interesting to see that it always works out, right? I think when we're going through the tough times, we don't notice it.
Yeah.
And then you look back on it, it's like, oh shit, there's these patterns. It always works out.
It does. It really does. And just like I want to mention like your story, bro. It's like I resonate with that, man. I could relate, with
Which one?
like just the up and downs, like with, the addiction or whatever, and losing everything, but then something positive comes out of it. You know what I mean? It's like a blessing in disguise.
Hell yeah.
And like for me, I was running amok, bro. Like out of high school, like I didn't graduate. I didn't walk. I got my adult school diploma.
Same.
Yeah, and I was
GED gang.
yeah, bro. Exactly, like freaking continuation schools and homeschool and doing the packets and all that shit. And I barely made it by with the adult school diploma, but like I was always like getting in trouble like with the law, bro. Like ever since I was 16 all the way to like, I don't know, like 21. Like I had a hit and run, bro, when I was 19. I got a DUI like that same year. And that was another like reason why I thought like, oh, I'll never be a truck driver, because I have a DUI. Even though I could have, like after I think it was like 7 years, I could have became a truck driver or something like that. But it's like nothing is impossible. Like no matter how bad something gets, bro, like you just can't give up hope, Like something good comes out of it. Like you just got to get through this shit, survive, do whatever you got to do. Just get through it, and something good is going to come out of it. God always provides, But yeah, your story, bro, that it's very encouraging, like to me and to everybody out there, bro. To like, no matter what, just don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Keep trying, and everything's gonna work out.
Yeah, the whole staying busy thing, I think, I don't know, it's kind of selfish probably, but like this helps me more probably than it helps others, you know, like the whole staying busy. Um, I don't know, just maybe it's delusional, feeling that you have a purpose or whatever, but just any day that you still any day you still make it through the and don't take action on negative thoughts, it's a win,
Yeah,
and the next day you're like, I'm glad I made it through. And I don't know, bro, we'll see what happens. Just gotta keep pushing.
yeah,
And yeah, I don't know what to say. Kind of got me off guard there, but yeah.
but yeah, dude, you're inspiring, bro, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Like, I seen you got like damn near 20,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram, and you're just gonna keep on growing and getting bigger and bigger. And
That's the
just
scary part, that that those numbers don't really do nothing. I think a lot of people have that. I don't know. I don't know what it is with society today. Like everyone, I feel, wants to go viral, but they don't know why. Everyone, most people are gauging their worth on the numbers.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I guess what I'm saying is that I realized that that's not it. I thought that even with like certain accomplishments where I've had like been able to get like in the past, like cars that I thought were cool. If you get a this brand, that brand, or all that shit is temporary, and then you're like
mm-hmm,
back to square one, like dealing with yourself.
yeah,
No matter what external things you get to decorate yourself with, you're still living in there. You're still trapped with your thoughts. Like no matter where you go,
yeah,
and if you don't take care of that, no matter what costume you wear or what fucking flashy jewelry you get, or how many followers or subscribers, because it's just people validating in a way that something you're doing is you're approved by them.
yeah,
So if there's a saying that I'm gonna fuck it up like I always do, these quotes by these motivational people.
mm,
Uh, if you live for the cheers, then you'll die with the booze. Like,
mm,
you just gotta be you.
yeah,
You be okay with you if you have 0 followers, or you're gonna be okay with you if no one likes you. Like, are you gonna like yourself? And there's just so much stuff out there. Like everyone now is a motivational speaker. That's why I like limit myself now talking, because then I was catching myself like, well, I don't know, kind of feel like that imposter syndrome, because you see a lot of people like doing the whole motivational speaker crap, and like, are they really like that in real life, or these people that are like bragging about go hard, go hard. I sleep 3 hours a day, and they make you feel like, fuck, I'm less than this guy. I'm weak. This
mm-hmm,
motherfucker doesn't sleep, and I
mm-hmm,
sleep. I take day naps. I go under. I have days that I just sleep all day and don't want to deal with no one. Turn my shit off. You know.
yeah,
And then in the public's eye, like they'll think I'm a hustler. They think this, but I go through shit. Just because I'm sober, I'm not like perfect.
right,
Like that was just the beginning, bro. Like that just took away the filter.
yeah,
Now I gotta like deal with shit raw. It's the
yeah,
best way I could describe it, and that's
right,
the strength that I'm building. You know,
yeah,
going through it without any filters, like, or numbness. Like, okay, feel this. It makes me feel like this for a reason. Why? What triggers this? Why do I care what this person thought? Why do I overthink this decision? Why do I try so hard to be accepted? Or why do I do things to please others? How come when I try to please that person, this other person gets upset, and when I please that person, the other one's upset? Like I can't do nothing right. Everyone's always complaining about something,
yeah.
you know,
You
and
can't
and
please
you go
everybody.
crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah, you can go crazy just stuck in your own thoughts, like from the negative. Like if you focus your attention on the negative that other people bring, then it's like you're just doing damage on yourself mentally. But if you like just block them out and just only pay attention to the positive, then it's like you're winning, bro.
That's the thing. Out of 100 people, well, me, I used to like, I'm working on it. I'm getting better, but I used to engage with the negative person. My improvement is that now I don't even acknowledge it. I'm like, okay, cool. But
Yeah.
100 people appreciate it. 100 people are cool with me. Like,
Yeah.
why worry about someone that doesn't even know you in real life and what they think about you?
Right.
It's crazy to me how people have that type of energy to like literally like type something up and with so much hate, and in real life maybe we could have been good friends.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so crazy
Yeah.
to me. It's like the internet just fucking everything up, man. It's just people think they just it's literally like we go in there and it's like in a simulation, you know? Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh, here I'm gonna be a thug,
Yeah.
or here I'm gonna just
It's easy to
share.
talk shit
Uh-huh.
when you're not face to face
Yeah.
and
So-
they don't know you. I had my first negative comment. Like I'm a newborn with social media and posting with trucking and everything, and I just barely did like one video the other day on TikTok, trucking with G, and it was just me. Like it was an old video, like back from I don't know, maybe like not old, but it was like from June, and I was at 8 p.m. and there was a 20-footer with spread axles. And he was struggling, dude. Like, it was taking him a long time to back into his spot. He was backing into like 31, and then I had to go to 32 or something like that. And in my like audio, like I was like, oh man, like come on, bro, like at least let me go by so I could get to my spot. But I was like, I wasn't trying to like talk shit, but I knew like he had a heavy ass load, and you know I would be struggling too if it was me. But one of my comments was like, damn, this was rushing the other driver, but he can't even back up his own truck as fast as that guy, you know? And I just replied to them, like, at first I was like, oh, damn, it does kind of sound like I was talking shit, but I wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
But,
But
at the
now you
same
saw it
time,
through his eyes.
I saw it through his eyes.
Right?
And then I, like, replied real quick, like, oh, my fault, fam. You know, like I said something like, yeah, I'm not even perfect myself or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, all good, no worries, you
Yeah.
know, calm down real quick.
Yeah. See, it's the energy you throw back too. right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. It happens often.
I hate that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, the way you write something too, it's not always that way. Like we read it the way we think, you know, like,
Yeah, it could get misconstrued in like the text. Like
yeah.
they think you're talking shit, but really you're being positive.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you're not putting emojis or anything, then it's like, oh, what the hell? What's his
Yeah.
problem?
Yeah. Gotta put the LOL after everything.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so well, good luck on that YouTube thing. You got the confidence to pull it off, I think. Like you address the camera, you address your audience. So people just got the charisma, you know. So I want to give you the compliment that you're natural. It seems to me, right? So
I appreciate you, man.
You'll do good, you know,
Yeah.
because we all find our way to like give our creation to the world.
Yeah.
And some of us hide behind the camera. And
Right.
some of us aren't afraid to get in front of it. So
Yeah.
whatever your style is, fucking master it, and it's what you give to the world and their intention with it, and it comes back in ways that you can't even imagine, you know.
Yeah.
And not everyone has to see how it comes back.
Right.
So just keep
Appreciate
throwing out
you.
those good vibes, you know,
Yeah.
and don't stop. You know, that's the difference.
Yeah. That's I think the hardest part for me, bro, is I'm up like I wouldn't say a perfectionist, but I am in a way, and I can't just like, oh, I need to hurry up. You know, I need to stick to my one video a week and just put out some random bullshit. Like, who cares about the quality? Like, I'm like, nah, like, it needs to be at least half decent, you know? And so, like, I'll put hours, bro, into each video. Like, every vlog that I've done is taking, like, anywhere from, like, the least amount of time, maybe 3 hours, up until 10, 15 hours, like, collectively like 3 hours here, 2 hours there, 5 hours here, and then finally, okay, now I'm done with the video. Now I could upload it, and then I watch it back, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to put background music, or I forgot to cut out this part or whatever. But it's like I'm so critical of myself, and then when I put the final product, then it's like I'm still critical. Like, damn, I could have did better, but I need to just block that out and like just put like do my best, try to make good quality content, and not worry about it being perfect, because I know nothing's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, and if a lot of times the stuff you notice, like no one else even cared.
Yeah,
It's just you.
yeah,
So at least you're getting that out there, because a lot of people just, I have a lot of videos that I've deleted because I did that shit.
overthink it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I should have like way more videos out there, but I'm like severe fucking
OCD, like
I don't know what the fuck it
perfectionist.
is. Like, yeah, like even in real life, I changed my mind a lot. I needed to work on that, but
Yeah, me too.
it's like or you think that people already know that, but then you find out that not that many people knew about it. It's like, oh shit. So you never know, man. Humans, we're a little complicated sometimes.
Yeah.
So back to a trucking question from being in the field. Balancing the demands of being a containero can be intense. So how do you personally unwind during your downtime? And do you have any tips for maintaining mental well-being in such an unpredictable work environment? The longest question you've ever had, huh?
As far as the downtime, bro, my hardest struggle right now is with the trucking recession, and like just constantly worrying about what do I have for tomorrow, and making sure I complete what I have for today and do it at the best of my abilities. Like, don't cancel appointments, and when there's nothing, like, just don't be like, oh well, I'm gonna give up for today. That's it. And then hopefully I get something. Like, nah, like I have to just keep hustling, bro, and reaching out and sending emails and looking at load boards and get whatever loads that I can when my port brokers don't have nothing for me. But as far as winding down, I struggle with when I get home, shut it off. Like, I'm just, when I'm at home, when I'm at work, yeah, I'm just constantly thinking about work. Like, what am I gonna do tomorrow? What am I gonna do next week? Like, and I just need to be like,
That's what you want to work on.
yeah, like,
Okay.
I have been getting better with that. Like, if you ask my wife, like, she'll tell you, like, oh yeah, I'm getting better with when I'm at the house. She has my attention. Like, not all the time. Like, a lot of the time I am thinking about work, but she has noticed, like, yeah, you've changed. Like, when you're home, you're here, we're present in conversation. She tells me about her day. I'll talk about my day. I try not to get, too much into it, because we could go on and on as port drivers, bro, about just all the problems that we go through, all of our little adventures on a daily basis.
That guy was talking shit on my TikTok video, babe.
Yeah. Like, yeah, dude, but just being present and winding down. Like, well, right now we're watching a show called Suits.
Okay.
And it's like they're lawyers, and like this guy.
Spoiler alert.
It's the very first episode. I think
Okay.
it says in the description, or like,
all right.
a criminal ends up being a lawyer, and he has like photographic memory and
Okay.
stuff like that. And it's a trip, bro. It's a good ass show. It's 9 seasons, and we're on the last season right now, on like episode 8. So we got like 2 episodes left or something like that. But yeah, we just wind down, bro, watch a show, and try to enjoy our time with each other on the weekends. If it's not a family party or like an event or something that we're doing, we try to, like, just enjoy our time with each other on the weekends, bro. And that's like my escape, just being with my wife and the kids. And like my son, he's in cross country, so he's been doing that every Saturday up until last week. It was his last week, and now it's the off season. And then my daughter, she's going to college. She's going to be a psychiatrist. Well, she's majoring in psychiatry. And then my wife, she's a paralegal assistant, which is, well, she does everything in the paralegal office. And, you know, I just try to hear about their day. I try to like pay attention to them, and like I want to be a part of their life, and I want to know what's going on in their lives, because it's so easy to just be like all about me, just me, poor me. This is happening to me. Like, it's never gonna get better. Like, you know, just being always down on myself, always critiquing myself and thinking that I'm not good enough, when I gotta be in the mindset, you know what, I'm doing my best and I'm doing everything that I can, and it's working itself out. We're still in the shit right now. We're still freaking battling, and it's not going to end for maybe like a whole nother year. Who knows? Nobody knows. Even the economy experts, like, nobody knows,
gurus.
bro. All the gurus, bro. Nobody knows how long this recession is going to last.
Yeah.
But I just have to have that mentality, like, no matter what, just don't give up. But at the same time, if it comes down to it, bro, like, it's all in God's hands. Like, if he wants me to have this business, then I'm going to have it. If not, I'm okay with that. Like, I had to come at peace. Like, if it comes down to it and I got to, you know, sell the business, liquidate the trucks or whatever, it's all good. I know, like, God has me in his hands. He's in control of everything. And no matter what, everything always works itself out, like you said.
So you just made that decision that no matter what, you're gonna do your best, and it's not gonna be due to your quitting. If it's out of your control, then you'll accept it.
Yes.
That kind of sounds like something I should try. We're like, you know what I mean? Like, what else is there to say, right? If you know you gave it your all, that's the key.
Yeah.
You gotta know, because you know when you bullshit yourself, you're like you said, just because there's no work today doesn't mean. You know that little voice that says, all right, you could go home, I guess. You came. There's no work.
Right.
But you know, if you go home and you didn't send an email or you didn't reach out and do the extra mile, you know.
I wouldn't have got that load.
Yeah. So
that's an extra $400. Like, you know, that helps out a lot. Like, that's a cell phone bill or the light bill or half of one of the truck payments or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We gotta stop that. The first little hit we get is like, it's not a sign to stop. It's not your sign to, like, it's not for you. It's your sign that method is not working at the moment. It doesn't mean quit.
Yeah. And like, as far as everybody else, I know everybody's struggling, especially, you know, single truck and small fleet owner operators. Some of us are trying as hard as we can. We're doing everything possible to just not quit and not give up, but it's out of our control, and it just happens. And I know that's really hard for a lot of people because they've already did it, you know, but at the same time, as long as they're still alive and still breathing, there's always hope. This isn't the end. Just because, you know, they closed down their company, now they're forced to do something else, or forced to be a company driver, or just whatever. Like, there's always a chance, you know, in the future, like, you could come back, you know what I mean? And if it comes down to it, I have the same mentality. If I gotta do what I gotta do and get rid of the business or close the business or whatever, it is what it is. But I know I could always come back. But at the same time, I leave it in God's hands, bro. Like, I just pray every day, or I try to pray every day. I don't pray every day, but I should. You know, I grew up Christian, but I'm not like hardcore, like, Bible thumper, but like, I know, like, I got Jesus in my heart. And like, there's a quote in the Bible, bro, that my grandpa, rest in peace, Grandpa Manny, my dad's side, he would always say, lean not on your own understandings, but trust in the Lord God with all your heart. And that's the hardest part for me, because, like, everything stressful going on in any situation, in any chapter of my life, whether it was the warehouses, temp agencies, barely making enough to pay rent, $700 a month, and then like not being able to afford going out to eat, you know, for years, and just being the sole what's it called,
Provider?
like provider, bro. Like warehouse work, and then Coca-Cola. I forgot, I left out that I was a shop steward for the union at Coca-Cola for like 3 years, but that was a whole freaking adventure in itself, bro. Like just always, I always got myself into like stressful situations, bro, and I would like dwell and dwell and dwell like nonstop. I could have did this better. I could have did that better. And it comes down to it, bro. Just what my grandpa would always say, like, lean not on your understanding, trust in the Lord God with all your heart. And you know, at the end of the day, when I pray and I believe that, bro, like it works out. It always ends up working out. And it's not like I'm not in control. I'm not. You know what I mean? And I just gotta believe that and know it. Like I have to be okay and at peace. Like another thing too is like I try to stay humble, bro, because I know that everything that I have everything that I've ever worked for, all my accomplishments, my success, material things, it could just be gone, just like that, out of your control. And if you're like cocky about it and this and that, and then it's like you feel even more stupid because now you just lost everything, you know? So it's like I try to stay humble, just knowing that like I could just lose everything, and not just material things, but like just life itself, bro. Like I'm appreciative. I got my wife, I got my kids, all of our extended family, like my Castro family, my Rivera family, my in-laws, the Cisneros family. Like, you know, we all got our health, bro. And I just, no matter what happens in life, like in my career life, my work life, like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, bro. Because as long as we got our family, that's all that matters. But I'm sorry, bro. Like
You're good. It's just I love it. It's just intense knowing that in your heart you wanna win, and sometimes life has other plans momentarily, you know.
Yeah.
And it's hard enduring that sometimes, knowing you wanna provide the best for your loved ones, and you feel like fuck, like I'm doing everything I can, and why is it not working out, right?
Yeah, it just always
That's
like,
when you really get tested. That's when it's like your faith, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And how would you best describe the art of having that balance where you have faith, but you also know you got to get off your ass? So how do you know what I mean?
It's an everyday battle, man.
Right, like juggling or what, like.
Yeah, bro, because it's like you're so tired, you're so drained just from being stressed out, and
You have faith, but you still get nervous.
yeah,
So
bro.
how does that work? It's hard, right?
It's hard, bro. Like I feel I want to give up. Like my internal, like deep in the back of my head, like I just want to give up. I'm tired of this shit. Like, like I didn't know trucking was ever gonna slow down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm exactly the example that you talk about. Like when a gang of drivers went and bought their trucks in the boom, you know, during COVID 2020. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those guys.
But you haven't tapped out though.
I haven't tapped out, bro. But it's like I wish maybe I should have did my research, and you know, I would have been able to prepare more and have a bigger savings for just in case if this time comes back around. Like I didn't look at the patterns of the industry of like the up and downs, and like, okay, I gotta have like a good safety net. I just went and bought another truck and used my whole safety net. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh man.
So you wouldn't recommend always. It's not always good to just grow that fast, right? You want to grow in a way that you have a safety net, no matter at what level you grow. So you want to have a safety net for 2 trucks if you plan to get to 2 trucks.
Yeah, bro. And it was a gamble buying my second truck.
Yeah, okay.
Because I knew that like I already had 20,000 just in case if my engine blew or whatever. Like, you know, that's the most important thing to break down is you gotta get a new engine. Well, I think now it's like, I don't know, 4 times as much now to get a freaking new engine. But I knew I needed that much for my first truck just to have on hand in case for emergencies, and then save up another however much for my second truck. But at the time, I was just like, fuck it. It's booming right now. Business is like insane. Like, we're getting all this work. Like, we don't have to advertise. We don't have to look for work. We don't have to reach out to other brokers. Like, they're all coming to us because there's just not enough trucks. It was just booming. Everybody with that COVID money, just buying everything that they could. And then all the DIYers, they're stuck at home. So everybody was going to Home Depot every day. And just all the stores were just like emptying out, just not enough trucks. And it's like, man, I know it's a gamble. I know I'm using my truck emergency money to use as a down payment for my second truck, but you know what? It's going to work out. I feel like it's going to be good. And then I bought my truck, and then for the first 2 months, it was okay. And then the breakdown, and then the economy took a dump, and it was like, oh man, like I shouldn't have bought that second truck.
But now just switch your the way you speak on it, so that moving forward you kind of manifest that reality, right? Like,
yeah,
the affirmations you speak on that truck, I think will have a lot to do with I don't know, this sounds corny, but the outcome, if you keep putting like a negative to it,
yeah,
it's like a delayed gratification on that. I think eventually it comes to life, whatever you speak on the most. So just lose that fear, man. You already made the decision, so
yeah. I mean, I always have that in the back of my head, like, damn, I shouldn't have bought that second truck. But at the same time, like, I am at peace with it. Like, it is what it is. You made your decision. Now live with it and do whatever it takes to make it work.
yeah. Be like, I have made a decision to equip myself with more tools to gain more income, to grow my business.
Yeah.
My business is growing. I don't know, just whatever gets your thoughts off of that,
Yeah, and the main thing that keeps me going is like, it's not permanent. This is temporary. This recession. I know that as long as I make it and then business goes back to normal, then it'll be like, okay, cool. I got 2 trucks. Now it's like however much per week per truck. Now I'll be able to pay my debt down, and I'll be back to, square one, and just keep it moving. So I just got to keep having that positive mentality. Like, once this is finally over, then I'll be able to start making good money again.
And you will. This you're going through this hardship. We're almost at the end here of our interview, but this is almost one of the last questions. That this is a hardship at the moment, but throughout your life, has there been one that, what's been one of your biggest challenges in your life, and how did you overcome it? It doesn't have to be trucking related. It could be personal. It could be just whatever you want to share.
My biggest challenges, honestly, it's this trucking recession, bro. Like, I never experienced anything harder than what's going on right now, currently.
There's a lot at stake.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, I would say, like, before I worked at Coca-Cola, getting laid off from that temp agency job, that was rough because it was in November, right before Christmas. But I mean, it's a trip because most layoffs happen right before Christmas, which freaking sucks. But
I didn't think
I had to overcome that, And I could have gave up and just be like, oh well. Tell my wife, you just get a job now. I'll stay home with the kids and you work, or just be negative and give up. But nah, I just kept trying and overcame it, bro. Temp agency to temp agency, and then finally 6 months later, Coca-Cola called me, and then that's when I finally had a decent job. And then I was like, damn, hell yeah, I'm doing something with my life. But I would say in each chapter of struggle in my life, I appreciate every struggle. Because whether it's a bad decision or something that was out of your control, having that struggle and overcoming it and getting through and doing whatever it takes to make it, it just makes you that much stronger and ready for the next time it happens again. So right now I'm going through another one of those struggles, and I'm doing everything that I can, and I know it's going to work out with the business or not. It's just going to make me 10 times stronger for the next struggle that comes along.
Got this, man. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. I'm just trying, bro. I'm just a normal dude, you know? Like, just...
You'll look back on this episode in the future and be like, yeah, I made it. Yeah?
I can't wait, bro, like, for that day to come to just be like, okay, this fucking recession is over with now.
Look, bro, you don't believe me that I went through it? Check out my episode 87, bro.
Yeah.
Look, see? All right. Now, don't fucking quit.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hell yeah, bro.
Well, thank you for stopping by. Is there anything else that you want to add or you want to share before we wrap it up?
I guess I want to just, like, do a shout out to my wife. You know, she's always been there through thick and thin, ups and downs. She's been by my side, always got me through whatever, you know, was going on mentally, all my negative thoughts or whatever. She would just, like, snap me out of it and just give me the motivation to keep going, you know. And then my kids, you know, my son and my daughter, and like all the homies from Coca-Cola back in the day, Louis, David, and all the other people. And what else? Trucking school, dog. The homie Jaylani, Phil, they're both owner-operators now. I encourage them to buy their truck because they're like, I'll never be an owner-operator. I want to go through all that stress. And then they see me do it. They're like, oh, I'm going to buy a truck now. And then
We all low-key become like recruiters after. You got to get your CDL, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what else? Like all the people on YouTube, like Vic Med, shout out to him, and Cholo Trucker. I was on his podcast. OG Trucker, Life with Ryder. All the other YouTube people, you know, just keep on inspiring, man, and especially you, bro. Like, you started this Containero empire, bro, where it's like you just inspire, you share real life stories, you know, videos that happens inside the ports, outside the ports, and you know, I'm happy to be a part of this. You know, I'm glad that you had me on here. I appreciate you.
I'm glad you fuck with us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Without you guys participating, it's nothing. So
yeah,
I can't take credit for that, you know.
Oh, and reach out to Eddie Luna.
All right, yeah. Que se anime a hacer un episodio. Oh wait, you don't speak Spanish.
I'm trying, man. I'm learning.
Fun fact.
Yeah, I'm learning, bro. I need to learn more.
Well, yeah. I shouldn't have thrown that out there. I didn't mean.
It's all good, bro. Hey, I deal with it.
Which on the spot?
This is a daily basis, bro.
Yeah.
This is like the most embarrassing part of me at the ports because everybody's bilingual. Everybody knows Spanish. You look at me, you automatically think like, okay, well, I am Mexican. I'm half Mexican and I'm half Filipino. And they just like, blah, 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 like,
¿A qué spot vas?
Poquito español, perdóname.
¿A dónde? ¿A qué spot vas?
Yeah.
You know that one already, right? ¿A qué
spot
vas?
I know that one now, finally.
Yeah. All right, cool.
¿A dónde vas? And stuff like that. Like,
allá.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Take it easy. And thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you on the next one of the Containeroz podcast. Peace.